Yes, which one of the students was going to present?
Ma'am, me.
Yes. Rest of the students, please keep your mics muted. Yes, Amrita, you can start your presentation.
So hello and good morning everyone. It's me Amrita. Thank you Akanksha ma'am for giving me this opportunity, and I'm here to deliver the speech, and the topic name is television, violence and children. So in America, American children watch an average of 4 hours of television daily. Television can be powerful influence in developing value of system and shaping behaviors. Unfortunately, much of today's television programming is violent. Hundreds of studies of the effects of TV. TV became TV. TV violence of children may be become immune or numb to the horror of violence. Begins to accept begins to accept violence as may to solve problems. So extensive viewing of television violence of children causes greater aggressiveness. Sometimes watching a single violent program can increase aggression. Children who shows in which violence in very realistic, frequently repeated or unpunished, are more likely to imitate what they see. Ma'am, excuse me, एक minute. What they see children with emotional behavior, learning or impulse control problem may be more easily influenced by TV violence. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, so what's your name, Dr.? Amrita, right?
No, ma'am, Amrita.
Yes. Let's do one thing. Rest of the students, when they present the speech, and let them present, and then I'll give you the review. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes, Ruchi.
मैम हम कुछ कहना चाहते हैं।
हाँ बच्चे बोलो।
मैम मेरा मतलब पासवर्ड नहीं लेता है मैम, पासवर्ड डालते जो जूम का वो गलत बताता है मैम, उससे प्रॉब्लम आ रहा है।
आपका आईडी का कि मेरा?
मेरा आईडी का पासवर्ड जो बता।
That is not something I can do बच्चे, वो आप खुशी से बात करिए, ठीक है?
तो BBA B1 लिखेंगे मैम, वहाँ पर नाम नहीं लिखा पाता है, कैसे?
खुशी सर से बात करिए, खुशी सर से बात करिए, he will handle this, okay?
ठीक है, ठीक।
Okay. Yes, Karnika and Ruchi, you were ready to present your speech?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Karnika, after Ruchi, you can start your presentation. Yes, Ruchi, you can start.
Okay, ma'am. Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, everyone. My name is Ruchi Gupta, and I want to share a story to all. This story is related to this story is based on a fear, and also that is a real incident. Once upon a time, me and my grandmother sleep in my village house. On that time, my whole family goes to village in my cousin brother marriage, and on that time, me and my grandmother sleep in a village house in that like say kacha house, but this house was a little far in other houses, and there was no any other houses. So in the midnight, I and my grandmother sleep. Someone knocked my door and say, please open the door. Suddenly, me and my grandmother, I wake up and I start thinking, who's this in the late night? Uh, uh, and my grandmother started thinking, I don't know. I also don't know who is this, and my grandmother is also don't know who is this. So my grandmother asked, who's knocking the door? So and he's not she is not a reply. Knocking, who's knocking the door? And that knocking the someone knocking the door. He's not reply. Who is this? My grandmother continue asking, who is this? Please reply. Um, so after some time, that person reply, I am your auntie, and please open the door and come with me because your uncle health is not good. So, but in the midnight, I only me and my grandmother sleeping. I was scared. Who is this? I don't know. I start thinking, open the door or not. So my grandmother is always not open the door. After night, in the morning, my grandmother went her aunt house firstly, and asked, "Are you Are you came yesterday or not?" In the midnight, but her auntie is replied, "No, I am not come your house in the midnight." So on that time, me and my grandmother was scared. I don't know who is this and who's coming in my house in the midnight. So I was thinking that she is ghost, not his auntie. So that's it, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. So again, Ruchi, let's finish for other students and then I'll give you the review. Okay. Yes. Kritika, are you ready to present your presentation story? Kritika, you raised your hand. Anyone else who is ready for the presentation?
फिर हो जाएगा.
Is there anyone who will please raise your hand? Yes, Kritika, you can switch on your camera and you can start your presentation. Till the time, next student, please line up. Next student जो भी present करना चाहता है, they can line up. Kritika, you can start your presentation, बच्चे. Kritika, is there any issue? Okay, till the time she's working on her network issues and all. Abhishek, yes, you can start your presentation. Switch on your camera. Abhishek, roll number 24.
Ma'am, I want to share the screen.
You want to share the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. That
Please allow me.
will be a little difficult because I already have to. Give me a minute.
Okay, sure, ma'am.
Okay, so it's a story of a boy who was antisocial and used to live isolated from everybody. Many people took him wrong because of his this behavior, but nobody ever tried to understand why he worried about what he think and like and what is his problem. Don't come and play with us. He said I don't like this thing. You people do what you wanna do. I gotta go from here. That day I started minding from that day I started minding my own business and never checked on him. After some time we again
Suraj, you are muted, I believe. Suraj, can you unmute yourself?
yes ma'am.
Yes, continue.
Should I start from a start?
No, and just continue from 2 lines before you were muted.
I went one day to ask him about what he think and like and what is his problem, why he don't come and play with us. He said, I don't like this thing, you people do what you wanna do. I gotta go. That day I started minding my own business and never checked on him. But after some time, and that time we both avoided each other, but somehow he initiated the conversation and started apologizing for, for his rude behavior that day, and that he was going through a lot in his life. So he used to get lost in his own thoughts. And from there, he started open up for the very first time. So I gave him time to complete his talk. And then I told him that whatever you said, somewhere every one of us has been there or felt it too. But giving up on life or leaving all the fun behind makes no sense. So start living life. Here, every one of us is suffering through different situation. Nobody life is easy. It may seem like that, but deep inside, nobody's know. So before this conversation, my opinion about him was completely different, but now it has changed somehow. After knowing the kind of person he is, so the moral of the story is never judge someone until you walk in the same shoes. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, again, Suraj, you have to wait for others to present their speech before I give you review. Yes, Raviraj, you can start your presentation.
Hello, ma'am. A very good morning. Hello, ma'am. A very cheerful good morning to all of you. I'm going to share the story without wasting any time with giving a golden opportunity to Akanksha ma'am. That the topic which is based on that the topic of a storyline which is based on don't screw over your friends with moral thought. One day, while on holiday, Vijay and Raju were friends exploring a forest. They saw a bear coming towards them. Naturally, they were both frightened. So Raju, who knew how to climb trees, climbed one quickly. He didn't spare a thought for his friends who had no idea how to climb. Vijay thought for a moment he had heard that animals don't attack dead bodies. So he fell to the ground and held his breath. The bear sniffed him, thought he was dead, and went on its way. Raju, after he had climbed down from the tree, asked Vijay, what did the bear whisper in your ears? Vijay replied, the bear asked me to keep away from friends like you. That's all. This is the moral of the story.
Okay, Raviraj, again, you have to wait for others to start their presentation and then I can give you the review, okay?
मैम क्या बोली?
आप थोड़ी देर वेट करिए, बाकी जब प्रेजेंट कर लेंगे उसके बाद मैं आपको रिव्यू दे दूंगी।
ओके मैम, ओके, श्योर।
Okay. Yes, Aman, you can start your presentation.
मैम स्क्रीन शेयर करना।
स्क्रीन शेयर करना है, बच्चे स्क्रीन शेयर करने में प्रॉब्लम ये है, रिकॉर्डिंग रुक जा रही है। So you can send me or whatever you want to share on your on my email. अभी तुरंत शेयर कर दीजिए।
मैम आई हैवंट शेयर।
अच्छा, आपने शेयर कर रखा है। Let me check the name. Aman, when have you sent me? Yes, I found it. Just let me open it. Yes, you can start your story.
So hello everyone, good morning. Myself Aman. So today I'm going to share a very interesting story, and that story is a sand and a stone. So this story tells that two friends were walking through the desert. During some point of the journey, they had an argument, and one friend slapped other on the face. The one who got slapped was hurt, but without saying anything, what in the sand? Today my friend, today my best friend slapped me in my face. And they kept on walking until they found an oasis where they decided to take a bath. The one who had been slapped got stuck in mire and started drawing, but the friend saved him. After he recovered from the near drawing, he wrote on a stone, "Today my best friend saved my life." So the friend who had slapped and saved his best friend asked him, "After I hurt you, you wrote in the sand, and now you were right in a stone. Why?" So the other friend replied, "When someone hurts us, we should write it down in sand, and where winds of forgiveness erase it away. But when someone does something good for us, we must engrave it in a stone, where no wind can ever erase it." So my moral of the story is, learn to write your hearts in the sand and grave your benefits in a stone. When someone hurts us, we should always write it down in the sand and try to plant a tree of love, because with the help of love we can change the nature of all, and any situation we doesn't solve by conflict fight, it will definitely solve with the help of love and politeness, and it will give a benefit in future or also help us in the making good bonding. And if someone doesn't good to you, then write it on the stone so that it can never be erased. And if there is a fight with any person in the future, then that time you will remember all good moments you have spent with him, and this will be possible only when you crave the moments in the stone, not in sand. So thank you everyone.
Okay, so again, Aman, you have to wait a little for your review.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, Kritika, you can start your presentation. Kritika, are you able to hear my voice? Kritika, am I audible to you?
I am sorry, ma'am. C is Karnika.
Sorry, Karnika. Yes.
Yes, ma'am. मैम मैंने
हाँ,
आपको
yes, you
जीमेल
can
कर
start.
दिया था मैम, अभी भी मैंने आपको एक जीमेल किया है मैम, उससे आप ओपन कर लीजिए ना।
1 minute. Give me a minute. Karnika, right?
यस मैम।
Okay, I did got, but there are 2 PDFs, I believe here.
मैम अभी वाला।
Just give me a minute. Okay, let me just open it into a new window and then you can start. Yes, you can start your presentation.
Okay, ma'am. Good morning to all of you. I, Karnika Singh from BBA First Sem, and I am here going to start my presentation on my motivational story. This is the story of my title is the Two Friends. Ma'am, इसके आगे
Yes.
This is the story of two friends who lived together in a village. One of them was Pankaj. His age was 10-year-old, and other was one whose age 6-year-old Abhay. Both are very good friends. Both always live together, play and eat together. One day, both of them went little way. He's from the village. While playing, eldest child, whose name was Pankaj, fell into the well and started shouting loudly. He could not swim. Now the second child, who's 6-year-old, Abhay, he looked around and didn't see anyone who called to help. And then his eyes were on a bucket with a rope tied in it. He didn't waste even 1 second it to throw that bucket and said his friend to caught them bucket. His friend caught that bucket and he put all this strength and he didn't stop until he saved his friend life. After the both of them hug each other. On the other hand, they are feeling scared that if he go to the village, he will be bitten a lot. When he tell them that they fell in well and these things that happen, but the interesting thing is that nothing happened. When he went to the village and told everyone, no one believed, and they are absolutely right in their place because the child did not even trust, did not have did um, didn't they did not have enough strength to carry a bucket filled with water. How can his friend who have much heavier than that? There was a man, he is believed. Everyone used to call him Rahim Chacha, one of the smartest people in the village, and everyone thought it. They never lied. They are saying that then there must some things, and them all the villager gathered and went to him and said that we don't understand anything. You can tell me how can this happen? And then he laughed and said, "What should I tell this? The children are telling how they did it." After a while, he said that the question is not how this little child was able to do it. The question is that why he was able to do it. Where did that power comes from? This is only one answer. There is only one answer. At that time, when the child did this, there was no one far and wide at the place to tell the child that you can't do it ever, that you can't do it even he himself. Now I would like to conclude this story by its moral, that we should believe in ourselves and should keep distance from negative people. I would like to include one more point. I also think that most of the time we leave our work that we love to do in our life because of other people and their opinion, and that happen because we don't believe in ourselves. The day we start believing in ourselves, no one can stop us to reaching our goal. Thank you and have a nice day.
Okay, Karnika. Again, wait a little more so that if anyone else want to present, that they can present, and I'll give you the review. Anyone else who would like to present their speech or presentation story? Yes, sir. Akriti, you can start your presentation.
Ma'am, after Akriti, I want to present myself.
Sure.
Ma'am, should I start?
Yes, you can start.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. Good morning to all of you. I am Akriti and today I am going to tell you a story. So it's a story of my sister who is my relative. The story starts here that she, after completing his 12th, she was so passionate to become an MBBS doctor. And for achieving this dream of hers, she went to Kota and she prepared herself for 1 year. And she prepared herself for 1 year, and after then she gave her exam. And when the day of results came, the results, she lost it by 2 or 3 numbers. The score which she had achieved was for okay for taking admission in the dentist department, but she was wanting that she will take admission in the MBBS department. So she took a decision that she will give the next attempt. And then she thought that she prepared again for the next attempt. Again, she lost it by 2 or 3 numbers again. And after that, she was so demotivated, and she told her father that, Papa, now I will not be prepared. Now I am so demotivated and I don't want to give this exam again. So I want to come back to home. Her father was so supportive and he told her that, okay, no problem, come back. After the 2 or 3 months goes, and then she again thought that, okay, I will again I want to go to the Delhi, and again I will prepare myself and will give the exam. She told her father that, Papa, now I the 2 or 3 months I have wasted. Now I again want to go and give examination. Her father told, okay, then go. She again go, matlab, means the time this happened 2 or 3 times that she gave the exam and she lost it by 2 or 3 numbers, and she was so much passionate that, no, I will not take in the dentist department, I will take the admission only in MBBS department by hook or by crook. And then the many times it happened that she came back to her home. Again she went, and the relatives were also started gossiping that, oh, if she is not getting that, she should left it in the she should try something another. But she was like, no, I will, if I will go, I will, if I will do anything, then I will do only MBBS. And again at the last time, in her 4th or 5th attempt, when she gave exam, at that time she qualified it. The number by, she was always losing it by 2 or 3 numbers, but that time she scored it and completed that. So here's the moral is that failure is the pillar to success. If we will not lose our hope, then if we can go on trying and trying, then we can do it. Thank you.
Okay. So before I move on to the next student, give me a minute. यहाँ पे जितने भी स्टूडेंट हैं, मैं एक बार बताना चाहती हूँ आपको, whenever I am giving review to any student, ठीक है ना, किसी भी स्टूडेंट को रिव्यू देती हूँ तो आप लोग ध्यान से सुना करिए, क्योंकि मैं ये चीज नोटिस कर रही हूँ कि आप लोग बार बार वही गलती कर रहे हैं, इवन आफ्टर मी गिविंग अ रिव्यू टू अ स्टूडेंट. तो आप लोग को ध्यान रखना है कि जो गलती किसी और ने की है वो गलती आप अपने प्रेजेंटेशन में ना करें. So whenever I am giving a review to any student, regardless of whatever he is presenting, whether he or she is presenting the story or your speech, ठीक है, दोनों के लिए ही वो रिव्यू काम आ सकता है. So before you move on to present your speech or any storytelling, आप पहले रिव्यू ध्यान में रखा करो कि मैंने उस स्टूडेंट को क्या रिव्यू दिया था या मैंने आपको पिछली बार क्या रिव्यू दिया था. अंडरस्टूड? नाउ before we move on to the next student, let me give you the reviews of the students who have already presented. Amrita, roll number 2, batch 2. Yes, आपका बच्चे speech जो है, speech में आपका कोई problem नहीं है. Content was good, but content was not relatable to the audience. You have the content for the students or the children of America. That is not relatable to the people in India. You have to present the speech that is relatable to your audience. ठीक है, आपने अगर कुछ ऐसा प्रेजेंट करना है, ठीक है, किसी भी चीज से रिलेटेड, ठीक है, it is not something that is like only happening in their state, in the USA or any other country. It is happening all over while the world. तो या तो आपको पूरे वर्ल्ड को इग्नोर करना है, ठीक है, अगर आपको डाटा डालना है दूसरी कंट्रीज का, तो यू कैन इंक्लूड more countries than one, more than one countries or more than one states or whatever, you can include those people. But if you are not relatable to your audience, यहाँ पर audience आपकी क्या है, सब इंडियन है, so you should have presented something relatable here. ठीक है. Second thing, try not to memorize everything. ठीक है, memorize जब आप करने लगते हैं, सब कुछ याद करने के चक्कर में आपका इमोशनल सेक्टर जो है वो बहुत इफेक्ट कर जाता है, जो कि आपके नॉन वर्बल कम्युनिकेशन पे बहुत इफेक्ट पड़ता है. ये मैं सबको कह रही हूँ. ठीक है, whenever you try to memorize something, आप कुछ भी याद करते हैं तो वहां पर आपका इमोशनल एस्पेक्ट ढीला पड़ जाता है, जिसकी वजह से आपका प्रेजेंटेशन स्किल्स इफेक्ट करती है. तो आपको याद नहीं करना है, आपको प्लान आउट करना है अपने माइंड में कि मुझे ये बोलना है, उसके बाद ये बोलना है. यू शुड हैव एन आउटलाइन. आपके पास एक जैसे स्केलेटन होता है ना, वैसे एक स्केलेटन प्लान होना चाहिए कि इसके बाद ये बोलना है, इसके बाद ऐसा प्रेजेंट करना है. अंडरस्टूड? दैट विल हेल्प यू इन योर नॉन वर्बल कम्युनिकेशन, क्योंकि अगर आप वर्बल पे बहुत ज्यादा ध्यान देंगे तो नॉन वर्बल पे ध्यान नहीं दे पाएंगे. अंडरस्टूड?
यस मैम.
ओके
मैम वो फर्स्ट टाइम था ना तो इसलिए थोड़ा
ओके, दैट्स ऑल राइट. स्टार्ट कर लो. जो चीजें मैं बोल रही हूँ उस पर ध्यान दोगी तो बहुत अच्छे से इम्प्रूव हो जाएगा. रुचि, यस यस, प्लीज ट्राई टू कीप योरसेल्फ म्यूटेड. ठीक है. यस रुचि बच्चे, आपका स्टोरी बहुत अच्छा था. इट वाज इंटरेस्टिंग, बट द ओनली थिंग इज कि थोड़ा सा वहां पर आपको प्रेजेंटेशन में ढीला पड़ गया. ठीक है, स्टोरी बहुत बढ़िया था. थोड़ा सा अगर प्रेजेंटेशन अच्छा होता तो स्टोरी भी बहुत अच्छा लगता. सुनने में अच्छा फिर भी था, लेकिन और अच्छा हो सकता था अगर आपका प्रेजेंटेशन अच्छा होता. अगर इसको आपने कहीं पे लिख के रखा है तो डू वन थिंग रुचि, अगर आपने कहीं पे लिख के रखा है, नहीं लिखा है तो लिख के रख लो. अगर ऑफलाइन क्लासेस स्टार्ट होती हैं तो मेरे से सामने से करेक्ट करवाना है. इसमें जो भी गलतियां थी वो मैं करेक्ट कर दूंगी आपको. ठीक है, या फिर अगर नहीं स्टार्ट होती है तो आप मुझे ईमेल या फिर व्हाट्सएप कर देना, तो मैं आपको करेक्ट करके भेज दूंगी इसमें. ठीक है. ओके, तो आपको ध्यान रखना है यहाँ पर नॉन वर्बल कम्युनिकेशन में. ठीक है, नॉन वर्बल मतलब ये नहीं कि आप कैसे बोल रहे हो वो नहीं इंक्लूड होता, वो भी इंक्लूड होता है उसमें. ठीक है, किस तरह आप प्रेजेंट कर रहे हो, किस तरह बोल रहे हो, ये सब चीजें ध्यान रखनी है उसमें. ऑलराइट.
ओके मैम.
ओके यस. अभिषेक, अभिषेक, अमन एंड कृतिका, आप तीनों ने यहाँ पर प्रेजेंटेशन दिया है थ्रू पीपीटी, राइट? तो पीपीटी में मैंने ऑलरेडी एक स्टूडेंट को यहाँ पर किया था रिव्यू कि जब भी आप पीपीटी से देते हैं, पीपीटी आपकी ऑडियंस को दिखाने के लिए होती है, ना कि आपके देखने के लिए या आपके प्रेजेंटेशन के लिए. तो आपको सिर्फ यहाँ पर पहली बात तो कभी भी अपना पूरा कंटेंट पीपीटी में मत डाला करो, कभी भी मत डालना. पीपीटी इज ओनली फॉर द शो टू योर ऑडियंस. ठीक है, सिर्फ ऑडियंस को चार्ट दिखाने के लिए या कोई भी ग्राफिक्स दिखाने के लिए यूज होता है पीपीटी. ठीक है, जब प्रेजेंटेशन देते हो सामने खड़े होकर, अगर आपको किसी को भेजना है प्रेजेंटेशन डाटा के साथ, देन इट इज अ डिफरेंट थिंग, देन यू हैव टू इंक्लूड अ लिटिल बिट डाटा. बट यहाँ पर आप बोल रहे हो और प्रेजेंटेशन दिखा रहे हो, तो दोनों साथ में करने के लिए कभी भी डाटा इंक्लूड नहीं करना है प्रेजेंटेशन में. ठीक है, क्योंकि जितना लिखोगे वहां पर, उससे बेटर है कि उससे तुम 2 इमेज अगर दिखा के उसी के साथ तुम स्टोरी पूरा सुना देते, that would have been much more effective. Understood? So whenever you are presenting with the PPT, try to keep the data minimum. Graphics रखिए, पाई चार्ट वगैरह इंक्लूड करना है तो कर सकते हैं, क्योंकि स्टोरी टेलिंग थी तो इसमें पाई चार्ट ऑब्वियसली नहीं यूज होगा, तो यू कुड हैव ओनली यूज द इमेजेस. ठीक है, सिर्फ इमेजेस यूज करना इनफ होता. जो भी डाटा आपने इंक्लूड किया है कभी भी रीड आउट नहीं करना है. हाउ मेनी टाइम्स आई हैव टू टेल यू दिस? Even if you are showing the PPT slides or presentation slides, never read it out from the presentation slide. It is for your audience to see and for you to have a confidence to look back and get the idea what you were trying to say. ठीक है, आपके पास अगर प्रेजेंटेशन पे एक इमेज है तो वो आपकी ऑडियंस के देखने के लिए होती है और आपके लिए होती है, ताकि अगर आप भूल जाएं या फिर आप अगर कुछ कॉन्फिडेंट नहीं है तो आप वो इमेज को देख के याद कर सके कि आपको क्या बोलना था. अंडरस्टूड? ट्राई टू कीप दिस माइंड, ऑल थ्री ऑफ यू, अभिषेक, अमन एंड कर्णिका. सॉरी, आई एम अगेन एंड अगेन सेइंग योर नेम रॉन्ग. तो यहाँ पर आप तीनों को ये सारी चीजें ध्यान रखनी है. ओके?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
ओके, यस. रवि राज, बच्चे आपका जो प्रेजेंटेशन था, स्टोरी वाज गुड बट योर फ्लो इज नॉट इम्प्रूविंग. ठीक है, आपका फ्लो इम्प्रूव नहीं करना है. स्टोरी अच्छा था, स्टोरी आपने प्रेजेंट भी ठीक ठाक किया. वर्बल नॉन वर्बल कम्युनिकेशन पे थोड़ा ध्यान दीजिए. जब भी आप प्रेजेंट करते हैं तो ट्राई करिए कि आप कैमरा की तरफ देखें. ठीक है, और कोशिश करो कि कहीं पर स्टेबलाइज कर सको कैमरा. ठीक है, खिड़की के पास रख दो या फिर कहीं भी रख दो, तो हाथ में रखोगे तो वो हिलेगा ही. ठीक है, तो वो अच्छा नहीं लगता है. तो कहीं एक जगह रख दीजिए ताकि आपका अच्छे से फेस दिखे. ठीक है, और फेशियल एक्सप्रेशन यानी कि फेस आपका मोस्टली कैमरा की तरफ होना चाहिए ताकि ऑडियंस को लगे कि आप उनसे बात कर रहे हैं. ठीक है, तो दीज थिंग्स यू हैव टू टेक केयर. स्टोरी वाज ओके, दैट वाज नॉट अ बिग डील टू करेक्ट एनीथिंग इन दैट केस. ठीक है, वर्बल कम्युनिकेशन पर थोड़ा ध्यान रखें. ओके,
आगे से ध्यान देंगे.
Can I start
ओके,
or not?
1 मिनट बच्चे, यहाँ 2 स्टूडेंट और रह गए हैं.
Ma'am,
सूरज
we have
एंड
no
आकृति.
time.
नहीं, we have more than enough time. Suraj and Akriti. Yes, Suraj, your story was good. Your non-verbal communication was okay. Okay. ठीक है, यहाँ पर आपका facial expression थोड़ा बहुत था. ठीक है, वॉइस में चेंजेस, तो फ्लो बहुत ज्यादा अच्छा नहीं था लेकिन ठीक ठाक था. It was presentable. It can be better, so you have to work on your presentation skill a little bit, but it was good. Okay?
Thank you.
Okay. Akriti, yes, your story was good. Flow was a little bit faulty, you can say, but non-verbal communication was also good. Eye contact थोड़ा बहुत टूट रहा था, but it was okay. ठीक है, बहुत ज्यादा नहीं, थोड़ा बहुत इधर उधर हो रहा था. And what else I was trying to say? There was one more thing I wanted to say.
यस मैम, जो मेरे वर्ड्स है ना वो अक्सर मम्बल जम्बल हो जाते हैं थोड़े से, जैसे
हाँ,
वन लाइन
yes,
के बाद
yes,
अनदर.
yes,
एंड द सेम प्रॉब्लम
yes.
हर बार ही होता है. पहले से बहुत प्रिपेयर रहता है माइंड में कि नहीं इसके बाद. एंड आप बोली थी कि जब अच्छा ऐसा प्रॉब्लम होता है ना तो बोलने से पहले 2-3 बार थोड़ा काम हो जाओ, एक बार ही पूरा लो अच्छे से सांस एंड देन. बट फिर भी ना वो हो जाता है. मतलब इस पे वर्क कर रहे हैं हम, बट मेरे को सेम प्रॉब्लम हर बार ही दिखता है खुद से ही. तो वही एक
ठीक है, it's all right. At least you know what is the issue, so you can work on those things. ठीक है. ओके, इसको तो रिपोर्ट कर दिया है. Anyone else? ये 2 बार हो चुका है तुम्हारे क्लास में अभी तक, और ये दोनों बार बैच 2 के स्टूडेंट्स हैं. So if you really want to get suspended, then you can just tell me your name and roll number. I will do that for you. ठीक है. Anyone else? और एक स्टूडेंट कौन था, उसको भी मैंने बाहर निकाला था. Is he still in the class? Yes, again I am repeating. पता नहीं आप लोगों को ये बात पता है कि नहीं, लेकिन if a teacher reports you on the Zoom class, that means you are not able to attend any classes today. 24 आवर्स आप कोई भी क्लास अटेंड नहीं कर सकते हैं अपना आईडी से. ओके, यस. Manish, there are 2 minutes left. If you want to present in 2 minutes, then you can go ahead.
Is possible?
If you think it would take more than 2 minutes, then you can wait for the next class to present it. Rest of the students, batch 2 के students specifically, batch 1 के at least यहाँ पर मेरे को 6-7 बच्चे present कर चुके हैं already. बाकी student आप लोग का prepare है या नहीं है? I want to know that.
Ma'am, I have also presented.
You have presented in the
Ma'am,
previous class, ना?
मैम ऑफलाइन क्लास कब से होगा मैम?
I have no
मैम
idea.
ऑफलाइन
You will
क्लास
get
कब
the
से होगा
message.
मैम? कल से?
Ma'am,
You will get the
can I
message.
start?
मैम आप
नहीं
बोलिए
बच्चे
मैम.
रहने दो. Much enough
In 2
time.
minutes.
ठीक है. नहीं, you don't even have 2 minutes. Let me just take the attendance. उसी में ही time चला जाएगा. And rest of the students, batch 2 students specifically.
Ma'am, भूल
आप लोग का यहाँ पर तो लिख के रखिए बच्चे, ऐसे कैसे भूल जाएंगे आप प्रेजेंट करते टाइम.
मैम
बैच
इसके
2 के स्टूडेंट आपका प्रेजेंटेशन अभी तक नहीं हुआ है स्पीच का. बहुत सारे. यस रविराज, क्या बोल रहे थे? बोले.
मैम सॉरी फॉर इंटरप्टिंग मैम. या मैम ये क्लास ऑफलाइन क्लास स्टार्ट कब से, कल से हुई क्या पूछ रहे मैम?
नहीं पता बच्चों, मैं कह रही हूँ आपको मैसेज चला जाएगा ग्रुप में whenever it is starting, because we cannot just tell you to come up here and start classes from tomorrow. ठीक है, बहुत सारे complications हैं, बहुत सारे students हैं जो ऑलरेडी पटना में प्रेजेंट हैं भी नहीं, तो we have to think a lot of before we start the offline class. Okay.
तो मैम साथ में ऑनलाइन भी चलेगी, मतलब पूछ रहे हैं ऑनलाइन भी
चलेगी.
You'll get all the information. आपको सारा information मिल जाएगा. ठीक है, आपके ग्रुप में मैसेज आ जाएगा रिगार्डिंग एवरीथिंग, ऑफलाइन एंड ऑनलाइन कैसे क्लासेस चलेंगी. वो सारा मैसेज आपको ग्रुप में परफेक्टली दे दिया जाएगा. यू डोंट हैव टू वरी अबाउट दैट थिंग until and unless you get the message. उसके बाद अगर किसी को इशू है तो they can talk to the authorities. Okay.
ओके
Ma'am, one thing, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, मैं
बोलो
अपना स्टोरी लिख के मैम I will send to your WhatsApp and you correct all the things grammatically.
If I get the time, I will correct it. But बहुत ज़्यादा आप उम्मीद मत रखिए, because I already have 500 at least 500 assignments to correct, and also I have to take
500.
MRQ for classes. हाँ, तो यहाँ पर मेरे पास बहुत ज़्यादा टाइम नहीं है. But अगर if I get the time, I will correct it. ठीक है. Or you can just stick it here and I'll just give you the review in the class itself.
Okay, ma'am.
मैम
Okay.
जैसा आप बोल रही थी मैम, हमारा मार्क्स तो मैम यही है ना, स्पीच जो हम दे रहे हैं अभी.
जो स्टोरी लाइन बोल रहे हैं with
आपका नहीं, आपका MRQ जो
रविराज,
होता
wait
है,
for a
आपका
minute.
आपका MRQ जो होता है, that is not something written. आपके पास यहाँ पर written कुछ भी नहीं है. ठीक है, written के लिए
Yes, ma'am.
बहुत कम चीज है. So what I do is, आपने यहाँ पर जो भी presentation की है, ठीक है, उसका मैं
Yes, ma'am.
average निकालती हूँ कि how many student has presented how many times, और किस तरह का presentation हुआ है, किस तरह का development हुआ है. आपको 3 अगर दिए हैं तो तीनों speech में या तीनों presentation में क्या development हुआ है, and according
Yes,
to
ma'am.
that I give marks.
Very sure, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Yes. So rest of the student, especially batch 2 student, I want in the next class at least 3 to 5 batch students to present their speech. Okay. So let's meet in the next class. Okay.